Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
All right, out here another week, prophesying the downfall of this place in America, which is scripture called Babylon, or in the scriptures. First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praises to
Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH.
And of course, double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone, Charles this amount, and rule well in the ministry. Now, my the truth. All right, and as you know, man, a lot of things are going on. You have, all right, this thing, you have information coming out more about, about December 13th and 23rd. So the form of currency is going to be made digital. All cash, all things of that nature. And also we have the thing going on with the Safety Act. There's certain charges of like second-degree murder, basically high offense crimes are basically not going to be detained for it. So that's going to start what? Lawlessness. That's going to start chaos within the streets. And eventually Esau is going to have to combat that with military power. So that's going to start what? Martial law. So all of these things are happening now, coming into effect now, or so prophecy could be fulfilled in a soon future, man. Even by wintertime, man, shit going to really get hectic. All right, if everybody's life is going to change on a vast level, and at a quick pace too, man. And this is all letting you know that Yahawashi is on his way back soon, man. But you got that article out?
Yeah, this is I don't see where it's from though.
Oh, it's it says I don't know.
Oh, okay. 975. It says be charged with these crimes in 2023, and Illinois won't detain you. Does the Illinois Safety Act just give perks to criminals? Critics say yes. Here's what you need to know about the state new criminal justice reform law.
All right, and then right now it's just talking about Illinois, right? So that's going to be a trickle effect. It's going to quickly move off to other states, and that's going to spread. Then other states are going to start, tagging along, doing the same thing.
It says, here's everything you need to know about the controversial. Here's everything you need to know about the controversial new law that goes into effect on January 1st, 2023.
Right, and that's going to be what? The new year. But before the new year starts, he already putting in plan what? That he about to switch the currency, man. All right, so you're going to have lawlessness going on in Illinois alone just off that new law being passed. Then on top of that, the currency is going to be changed. So now people have to make adjustments to a new lifestyle, man.
But you remember in the movie The Purge, they was pretty much given a certain time period amount for everybody to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. You know what I mean? In a matter of hours. Which is this looking very much like that, man. 40. What did we say? 40-something hours. But the brothers going into that give them just enough time to go on ahead and go to the next city or somewhere where they,
Said 48.
God. But letting you know, man, that this winter, shit really about to start changing, man. This winter is going to be a harsh and tough winter.
Yeah. I read an article like a couple weeks ago that Russia was talking about cutting resources off from Ukraine this winter, which is the shit. Are Ukraine already getting their ass whooped over there? They cut them resources off. It's going to get to be even worse, man.
Right. Like I read an article that said London might be facing one of the worst winters in history. This is the global thing. This Jacob struggle is global. So it's seeing, in individual states.
That's another thing to add to it. The queen is dead.
Yeah.
The queen is dead, right? That's big for the UK. So they worship that woman, man. And then on top of that, the brother was talking about her face being on all the dollar bills. It was like, what I'm saying? Earlier, someone uploaded a video of the dude going into that. how that's going to affect the economy because they're not going to print a whole bunch of new bills with the king on it. And so that's a way they can issue in the currency system. You know what I'm saying? So on top of that, what happens in the UK, it happens there first, and then it comes to the Americas, man. So everything that's going on over there is going to trickle down over here.
And then you got more information coming out on this devil and these different, rich families and these big higher up elites with money, how they basically funding these funding for bunkers and shit like that, man. Where they're preparing to what? They're preparing to hide themselves from a global event that's going to take place, man. So the information is out there. Everything is out there, man. It's just about you preparing for the nation of Israel to prepare by turning back to the Lord, man.
And what he said, he said, not if, but when.
Right.
He said when the event take place.
Exactly.
He called it, one of the billionaires called it the event.
Exactly.
It says the criminal justice reform law is the elimination of cash bail for anyone charged with any of the close to a dozen crimes that are now classified as under this new law. If you are
non-detainable offenses.
Non-detainable offenses,
Right.
that's the, under this new law, if you are charged with any crime on the list below, you will be able to be released without bail, pending to a court date. It's very difficult to see any of the good in the Safety Act when you see some of the violent crimes that are now classified as non-detainable.
Right, and in the article said it's hard to see of any good of this Safety Act. So why is it being established, man? If it's no good, why is it being established? Why is it being a law that now if you commit a heinous crime that is non-detainable and you can be released without bail, man? If a brother
I'm about to go into some of the offenses. It's about to name the number of the offenses that you can be detained for. It says the first one is aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing, arson, burglary, drug-induced homicide, intimidation, kidnapping, robbery, second-degree murder, threatening a public official.
So all of these things that's about to be non-detainable, and if you are put in custody, you could be released without bail. These motherfuckers gonna put right back in the street, man.
Right, and it said threatening a public official, and the scripture said that they shall not regard their keys of prison.
Right. You about to have aggravated battery, which what? You're gonna have invasions of home, people invading one another, right? Which that's in the scriptures. You're gonna grab that, Lord willing. They say arson. So people, what? This Yahushua said, what? That I come to send fire, but will the fire already be kindled? This place gonna be on fire before Yahushua even come back, man. Before the nukes come, this place gonna be getting burnt, rioting, right, polluting, all type of shit gonna be going on within these streets. Why? Because these different crimes Esau is allowing people to do based off of that Safety Act, man. Esau is literally establishing lawlessness to the point where he's going to induce what? Martial law. Right? All this is order out of chaos, man. This is all a plot, a plan of Esau's breaking down society to build his new world order, man.
Like the scripture saying, Romans 9, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do to Esau what he did to Pharaoh. Basically, the higher they are, the harder they fall. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the Lord allowed this society to be built up with the highest status. So it can fall the hardest, man. You know what I'm saying? And these people, that's why I say these people, they're surprised because these people is not going to expect what's about to come, man. Even though they can see it, man. It's going to F everybody up, man. And we saw a glimpse of that when the Slimming first hit, man. You know? You got to read it.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 6. How ye, for the day of Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
It says, how ye, right? When you're howling, that means what? You're experiencing pain. You're basically expressing you're expressing pain, hurt, or distress by way of wailing, letting you know that the day of the Lord is about to be terrible, man.
Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them.
Right, and everybody gonna be afraid. Why? Because there's gonna be spirits out here hopping on people doing things that hasn't been done on earth before. Cannibalism is going to be a thing that's going to be popular in the earth again, right? Death is going to be popular in the earth again. People are going to be what? Robbing, raping, and killing, publicly, openly, man. Right? That's going to be the new way of life. In order to survive, you have to kill, man. You have to steal. You have to cheat. You have to, basically become an animal that Esau has basically transformed you to be, man. Right? Yeah. You've been living a life that's luxurious all your life. You've been pampered. Esau got you living off him. When he take all those things away, man, you're gonna resort to what? Anything to live, man.
Right, like you said, the animal that is devil wants you to be, because his rulership is based off an order of chaos. He wants all that. That's why you see these people that, what the fuck type of law is that, man? These crazy ass, laws coming into place because he want all hell to break loose so that he can, create the problem and then create the solution as well, man.
So that's the difference between animals and humans. Humans have laws.
Right.
Animals don't have laws.
Right. They go off instinct. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gave us laws to induce what? Order. And once those laws are taken away, just like that Safety Act, it's basically allowing you, giving you license to commit these different crimes, man. So that's gonna make people, people already doing the shit already. Right. People don't give a fuck. They're not regarding if they're gonna be thrown in jail. They could give less of a care if your family grieve or however that retaliation gonna fall back on them. So how much more if you just giving them license to sin, man?
Because in that setting, hey, he getting that law is for the setting to come. Because in a setting where you can't really go to work and make the amount of money because or you can't really buy like you used to because of inflation and all these things. Hey, what you think is gonna happen in a time where inflation is off the fucking roof, to where you can't normally purchase how you normally purchase it now, and you can actually break the law without getting in trouble for the next couple of hours.
Yeah, bro, we seen it now. A lot of these smash and burns.
Yeah,
I mean, it's doing everything everywhere with no mask on, no nothing.
China is real big in China. They putting a focus on China where all of this shit is really happening. Where a lot of the people down there are literally bugging the fuck out, losing their minds, man. Why? Because they literally have a lack of resources down there, man. And then not only that, but the pollution level is very high. The sewage is bad, right? The different purifying systems for clean water, that shit is stricken, right? So everything is basically like the civilians are getting a low degree of sanitation, of maintenance within their everyday city and society, man. So what they gonna do? They gonna bug the hell out.
You got to precept what you said. They already doing it now.
This is Luke chapter 23 and verse 31. For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry?
Right. So right now it's the green tree, right? Where everything's plentiful. You're able to go to the superstore markets and buy and sell without, basically any bad confrontation. You able to take money out the bank and still spend your cash without it being taxed, doing certain shit, make extra money on the side, all stuff like that. So that would be the green tree. But when everything runs dry, when there's a famine in the land, you can't feed yourself and you can't feed your family. So now you have to make a decision whether it's either me or my children, or you have to resort in cannibalism in order to satisfy your flesh. That's when shit's gonna really get real, man.
Like this, everybody on earth got a chance to go to work and get some money. Everybody on earth got a chance to work and go get food. When it ain't like that, what you think people gonna do? But you still don't have people that got. There's gonna be more people that don't.
Right. Exactly. And then people are gonna look at their neighbor and they're gonna remember certain shit. Well, I remember, Mr. Jones up the street, he got that big ass pantry, right, full of all different goods and snacks and water. I know that nigga Jody down the street got heavy artillery, and this, that, and the third. They're gonna evade one another, man. People are literally going to resort to, it's either me or them. It's either eat or be eaten. So that's what it's going to be. And niggas already have that mentality, man. All right. So when the Lord actually puts these different, prophecies in effect by way of Esau passing laws, by way of Esau, moving the way he moved and coming down with great wrath, shit is going to get way more chaotic than how it is now.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Right, and not too long ago, niggas was getting stimulus checks, right? And when they was getting them stimulus checks, it seemed like they dropped the prices on a lot of things. But now that stimulus, that COVID is over, and niggas ain't got no stimulus no more, niggas is quitting, doing silent quits and shit like that. So the victual was being good and cheap is no longer here. Gas prices is raised up. Prices on meat is being raised up. But not only is the prices on meat being increased, the grade and the level of the meat is decreasing, man. So that you get smaller portions of food. Right, the shrinkflation, you get smaller portions of food that you're paying more for. Then that small portion of food, it spoils quick or it's already fucking spoiled, man.
Bro, you can what's new?
Right, the produce.
Like 2 days later, oh, you gotta order some more groceries.
And the people complain.
You can go to the store today at the 10 and you go to buy some milk. The milk, fucking expiration date is for 2 weeks from now.
They put additives and shit like that, preservatives, and then like when it's the meat, they put like dye, like red dye, like to make the meat look brown beef and all that look fresh.
It's 2nd Ezra 16:21. Behold, victuals should be so good cheap. Hey, that's crazy because they also put glue on the steaks as well. Yeah, like when the meat be like this steak in the store, that's 2 different meats stuck together.
Yeah, they
glue between them. That's what that is.
Because a lot of chicken, man, when you buy chicken, check that shit, man. Because they be adding pork, they be adding different meat to the shit. You know what I'm saying?
It said, behold, victuals should be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
That's right. So the Lord is going to send these different plagues. Not only is he going to send them, but they're going to be increased, man. Right? They're going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Intensified, the water. They're going to be intensified to the point, man, where you have to choose your destruction, man. And you can even choose your destruction. It's like that's just your fate. Jeremiah the 15th chapter asks for captivity to captivity, as for the sword to the sword, as for the famine to the famine, man. So all around you is gonna be nothing but fucking destruction and judgment. Everywhere you go, it's gonna be judgment, and there's not gonna be any source of relief. There's not gonna be any break, so to speak, or I can finally catch a break. No, man. Amos, what's that? Amos, yeah, go ahead. You got that. Go ahead.
It's Amos 5 and 18.
I got that right here.
It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you?
Right, because it's this false ass facade that's going around where everybody think the day of the Lord is going to be a day where everyone gets delivered. Right? Everybody is stuck to Christianity, bugged out off that Christianity juice. Then now it's this doctrine now where the day of the Lord is a beautiful time period where the Lord is going to come back and deliver everybody. Then the end gonna come. The Lord gonna rapture His people. Then the end gonna come. Oh man, because in the scriptures, I believe, 2 Peter 4th chapter, it says that the judgment shall start at the house of Israel, and the elect gonna scarcely be saved. So if the righteous scarcely be saved, how much more? It's the 4th chapter. Yeah, it gotta be 2 Peter. It's a lot. All right, first piece. If you got it, bro. It's a lot.
It says, to what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness, is not light. As a man did flee from a lion and a bear made him.
Right. Because that's another thing, man. And you just had an article that was wolves wolves escaping from the zoos and shit like that. And that's here in Cleveland.
That's the spirit, because I can take my children to sleep. And then go to the book that would
So that's what we got to do.
And then you got, now I'm starting to see foxes running around the cooler and shit like that. So these beasts are going to be out here, man, right? Because you got to remember, these animals being oppressed too, man. So they going to be out here having a field day with you niggas, man. The Lord talk about how the Lord is going to basically put the spirit of vengeance upon these animals. Beasts that niggas haven't even seen before. You got newly created beasts, right? Different animals that the Lord had, that he had created that Jake just never seen before. The Lord made it just have him in the cut. Then you got Esau going to fuck off splicing genes, creating different animals and shit like that, man. So this is literally the terror of the Lord coming to judge you people for the wickedness y'all been doing because of your carelessness, man.
Yeah, because when in the zoo, once all them shots and things different, we're all. That's a lot, man.
That's the spirit, because me and that brother you called, we went to go see that movie Beast with Idris Elba in it, right? And one scene had it to where he was, he had shot the animal, he had shot the lion with a tranquilizer with water, and basically that shit ain't even put him down, man. He walked off limping off a little bit, but he didn't even go to sleep or nothing. He literally came back like about 3 hours later in his full strength, man.
And that's the spirit, because I saw a scene of that line is trying to get that.
Come on.
Right, that line is going
Right,
he was in the truck.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be in a different spirit. They're gonna be, the Lord gonna testify their spirit. The Lord gonna testify their spirit. It's like everything else. Everything's gonna be a higher degree. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's like the main thing that's gonna cause that is the lack of food. You know what I'm saying?
The lack of food.
Your pet dog is gonna, eat its owner and shit like that.
If I can add, experiencing too, because these different animals represent different perils that we got to go through. So, the same ferocity or the same, intensity as a lion, it can come in the form of hunger. You ain't ate in 6 days, somebody broke into your house.
Right.
Like, you weak as the man, you got to defend that shit. And if you're not a man of the Lord, then this is tough shit. That's what it is. Unless the Lord, save you to the end, or even worse, destruction back. But continue on, it says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him.
Right. So Jake don't know the different characters of these animals, man. Jake don't know the different spirits of these animals. How to basically, if you get bit by a snake, how to remove the poison and shit like that. That's wisdom, right? How to basically tame a lion, and different type of mind games you can play with animals. Hey man, the Lord literally gave us power over the animals of the earth, man. We lost that power due to our fall of our state, right? Because we went off. But the Lord is going to restore that power back into the earth, man. His true men of the Lord, that order is going to be restored back into those men to be able to have control over these animals, dominion over the animals. The Lord gave it to Noah. The Lord gave it to Adam, right? So why would he give it to his men in that day when it's going to be all out hell, a time worse than the time of Noah, man?
I think the scripture says, I will give power to tread or the scorpion.
That's Luke 10 chapter 4.
This one in Luke 2. I got a quick one you said, Mario. This is Wisdom Solomon 9, verse 1. It says, O Yahawah of my fathers and Lord of mercy, who has made all things with thy word and ordained men through thy wisdom, that he should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made.
It
says, and ordained men through thy wisdom.
Ordained men through the wisdom of Yahweh BAHASHAM, right? So to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, the order of the scriptures, that's wisdom that the Lord is going to give you that power to have dominion over the creatures, man.
It says that he should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made, and order the world accordingly to equity and righteousness, and execute judgment with an upright heart.
Right. So the Lord is going to use his spirits to execute righteous judgment. So those men that do have that upright heart, those are going to be men that are also going to be executing judgment, but they're going to be spared from the judgment as well. They're going to be delivered from these different atrocities that's happened to you every day, Joe Smo, so to speak. Different women who want to, so I go ahead.
This is Job chapter 5, when I started 22, it says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, Job 5:19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee.
Those 6 trumpets also go into what? 6 vials. The book of Revelation. 6 trumpets or 7 trumps. 7 vials. Those judgments that's going to be issued out. Which the number 7 represents completion, man. So all of these judgments is going to be the completion of this society downfall and the upbringing of a righteous kingdom, man.
That's why I say, bring that verse back.
This is Job chapter 5 and verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee.
Right, so in the midst of us, you know what I'm saying, basically catching hell, that 7 trumpet basically represents the kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? It said the 7 trumpet, what?
In 7, there shall no evil touch thee.
Right, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I mean, basically, that's basically us in the kingdom, man. Right, you know what I'm saying?
Because that's going to be the obliteration of this place.
Okay.
And then the obliteration of this place is going to come through via nuclear missiles, World War III. And then the elect is going to be getting delivered on chariots simultaneously while missiles is raining down on this place, man. And when brothers get on that chariot, that's how you know that you were the other elect, man. You know, none of us know we are the elect. That's why we say the hopeful elect humbly. But when brothers get delivered in that 7th trump, that's the start in the beginning of the kingdom of heaven, man. You got a precept for that verse? Yeah, grab that real quick.
This is Revelation 15:1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. And I saw as it were a sea of glass, mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of the name, stand on the sea of glass, having the hearts of the Most High.
So I can read that first verse over again. I mean that first part of that verse.
Revelation 15:1.
Over the track.
I got you. Revelation 15:1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues.
Right, and them 7 last plagues consist of a multitude of things. Right? The 7 last plagues consist of famine, that's a plague. Right? The beast of the earth, that's a plague. You know, Esau coming down with the sword, that's a plague. Martial law, you know, diseases, right? On top of that, you're gonna have mass diseases out here. That's a plague. The sword, that's a plague. Being in them martial law concentration camps, that's a plague. Then on top of that, you got what? The nuclear missiles. And what's that? Zechariah 14th chapter. Yeah, it talks about this is the plague that shall, you know, take all those that fought against Israel. So those nuclear missiles is a plague as well that's gonna come down upon all those who join hand in hand with this beast system that took that chimpanzee, man. Right? Because while you couldn't survive, or you couldn't have put your faith in YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, the true Lord and power, when the currency was switched to digital, which is about to be instituted pretty soon here, man.
That's why the angels, Revelation 7 times, it said, holding back the full winds, corners of the earth
to the elected seal. Because that's another thing. This word, that's a good one. The elect got to be sealed. This gospel has to be preached to the whole world to seal the elect. Once the elect is sealed, the Lord is gonna let it rip, man. These prophecies gonna come and overtake you people, man. The prophecy is gonna overtake you people. You got it, HAQADASH. You can read the rest of that off.
Yeah, because not the because like the brother reading in Job, the elect, like the brother said, man, the elect gotta be not gonna experience with that judgment, man. They're gonna be beamed up when that 6 and 7 that guys played, which is the ICBM missiles hit the shores of America, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is going into. This is Revelation 15:1, and I saw another angel. I mean, I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High.
Right, and the Lord is showing His judgment through His anger. The scriptures say that the Lord is angry with the wicked every day, man. All right, and then the wicked has spread amongst the nation of Israel, It has totally fucking destroyed the nation. You niggas so wicked that the Lord's about to put y'all to death. All right, the nation of Israel is so wicked that he got to bring his beloved elect man through this shit as well, and they gonna scarcely make it. That's how bad and angry the Lord. That's how angry the Lord is mad at his people, man. Shit, the Lord get angry with us. That's why we got to go through these things. But the compassion and the mercy of Yahweh BAHASHAM is so great that he's gonna give us a chance to deliver ourselves, man. Not deliver ourselves, but he's giving us a chance to make it right through Yahawashi. You know, by the preaching of the word, the keeping of the commandments, the gift of faith, you know, the gift of being brotherly, showing arms. That's going to, all those things is going to be your escape out of this judgment, man. But everybody else, man, it's over with y'all, man, because the Lord is angry. This is going to pacify the Lord's wrath. This judgment.
That just goes into Zechariah, the 2/3 scripture, because it say that the 2/3, I mean 2 parts will be cut off and die, but I'm gonna bring the 3rd part through the fire. So the elect is gonna go through the fire too. The only thing is they gonna make it out.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is yeah, right, because we going to the Lord willing with that number, and yet it's going to the fire now, man. So that when the real fire comes, they're not going to experience that. You know what I'm saying? They, see, we gotta see. We gonna, like you said, bro. We gonna have to go through like the famine and the martial law and all that. That's the fire for the elect. Right. The 2/3 is for the physical fire. Man. You know what I'm saying? We Lord willing, the part of the number. We're not gonna have to feel the burn on this side, man. Because we're already doing it now. We're in the process of being purged now. The elect, the reason why they got to go through that fire is because they got to get purged. But they just want to get the physical purge because they ain't going through the spirit, man. It says, Revelation, continue, and I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten a victory over the beast and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the arms of the Most High.
And that sea of glass is talking about the aerial point of view from the chariots looking down on America, right? So this place is going to be a lake of fire when the Lord gets done with it. The lake of fire, that's not talking about you going to a place called hell where you burn for eternity and the devil is there to judge you. No, that's not what that is. The lake of fire is giving you an aerial point of view of how America's going to look once this place is destroyed. But those men that are going to be on them chariots, those are going to be men that are going to be delivered. Lord willing, we be of those men that's going to be delivered. Why? Because they didn't bow the knee to Esau and his chimpanzee, right? They didn't lose faith when there wasn't no food for to eat. You know, they called on the name of the Lord when all hell broke loose. They sacrificed their life and sacrificed, you know, everything that they had for Yahweh BAHASHAM, man. We lose everything on this side to gain Yahawashi. You lose your family, you know what I'm saying? You lose carnal possessions. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is literally about to strip everybody of everything. So the only thing we're going to have is our faith in Yahawashi, man.
Back to a circle. That's why the Lord's going to deliver us. It's Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
Right, because the Lord will put the spirit on the elect to be hard. Right? The things that the elect gonna go through, they're gonna be numb to it, man. That's why the Lord is putting us through these things now. The Lord is training us to endure the shit that's about to go down the pipe, man.
21 again. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
See, the Lord is gonna have a spiritual hedge over his men as well. The wisdom is literally going to protect the men of the Lord. The scriptures say wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, man. When you're going in that word stability, it goes in the word faith. So the wisdom and knowledge is what's going to keep you stable, all right, in the day of what? East of the field, right? Yeah,
It says, like, at destruction and famine, but thou shalt be
at destruction and famine. That's what's going to keep you stable in the time of destruction and famine. This wisdom and knowledge that we have and the faith that we possess in the ministry, man.
Job 5:22. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth.
It says that destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. What's that scripture in Proverbs, first chapter? What
6.
where it say, yeah, the Lord said he will mock and laugh at your calamity when it comes. Why? How you gonna do that? He gonna do it. He gonna do that through his men. And then the thing is, the comical part about it is that the Lord, first and foremost, the apostles and elders, of course, the men of the Lord have been preaching and warning you about this thing for ages, man. All right, started with our apostles and elders, and you people didn't take heed. You people laughed and mocked. You people, shook the shoulder and, basically wagged the head and hissed, man. Y'all scoffed, y'all mocked, y'all laughed, y'all didn't believe. So the comical part about it is that when the shit actually come down the pipe and come to pass, you people gonna want to submit. That's the comical part about it, man. You've been living in wickedness your whole life. You've been warned about the time that's about to come to pass, and that how you should change your life. The different lies you've been taught from your youth, how all of that is wrong, and this is the true way to go. This is the true truth. But then you reject it. So when the truth actually blatantly is in your face, and now you in a dire situation, now you want to come back crying, and you want to repent. Now you want to be saved. That's the comical part about it. It's the warning.
In verse 23, it says, "Thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee."
So we're gonna be in league not only with the beasts of the field, but with the earth itself, man. We're gonna know different things just through the spirit. Different things about the nature, earth, different greenery. Like for example, like that grass where the brothers at. Yeah, how to cleanse water, purify water. Where the grass where the brothers are standing at, you got wild lettuce. That's edible. You can eat that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you gotta clean it, but you have to be able to differentiate. Is this wild lettuce or is this a poisonous plant that can be harmful to my health? See, the Lord is gonna give us that wisdom and knowledge to be able to have that spiritual discernment, to know what's beneficial, what's not beneficial, what we can do, what we can't do. And that's how we're going to be in league with the earth. That's how we're going to be in league with the beast of the field.
This is Proverbs chapter 2 and 8. I'm going to get to the point. Proverbs 2 and 10. When wisdom entereth into thy heart and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, man.
And discretion is being able to know what's good and what's not good, right? What's wise and what's not wise. So when wisdom enters into the soul, that's you getting the understanding of the knowledge of the scriptures. You having the understanding of righteousness. And when you have that, now you can be able to differentiate, all right, this is right, this is wrong. Now you can give out judgment.
Like in a literal sense, that word discretion is twofold. It means, obviously secrecy, but it also means choice. Like, you with discretion in that mind. But, you do this at your own discretion. So the choices you make that day can literally, put the spirit among the life and death.
Even if you are a man of the Lord, though, because it's a testimony in the Old Testament where it's a prophet of the Lord. He was a prophet of the Lord. The Lord demanded him to do a certain task, and then you had another prophet who was also a true prophet of the Lord. Told him, no, don't do that.
In the book of Kings.
Yeah, in the book of Kings.
Yeah. He had the lion kill him.
Yeah, and the lion slayed him. He was a man of the Lord, but a lion slayed him, man. All because of obedience, man.
Yeah, he told him when you go on the path, don't salute nobody like this. You know what I'm saying?
Go there. Yeah. That lets you know that's just discretion, man. And then we already walking on thin ice with the Lord, YAHAWASHI. So we really got to be on point, especially in the times that we're coming in. You still more on that tomorrow?
Oh, that's it.
Did you finish that, Joel? Finish out there.
This is Isaiah to the 13. And
I believe it was verse 8.
verse 8. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth.
When a woman travailing, the first thing you think about is a woman giving birth. That's the most painful thing that a woman can ever experience. Fuck, period, man. You know what I'm saying? Giving birth is a painful thing to a woman because there are after effects and there's effects before you actually give birth. Not to mention the actual pain of pushing out a whole human out of your body, man. So the Lord is comparing that pain to the time that the Lord is about to bring the whole nation of Israel. Because the nation of Israel is a woman to the Heavenly Father, right? So if the Lord is our husband and we transgress, what the Lord going to do? He's going to put us away as a nation, just like how you would do a physical woman. And this is the Lord basically judging us for the wickedness that we've done.
They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flame.
Right? They're gonna be dismayed at all of it. Why? Because this is something so far beyond what they imagine. They've been soaking up all this different, philosophies and shit from Esau that. That's what
Jeremiah chapter 4:19. It says, my vows, I am pained at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace because thou hast heard of my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war.
Right, and that's what we are. We're the sound of the trumpet. We're the alarm of war. And the reason Jeremiah felt that way is because he knew the times that was going to come to pass. He literally saw the visions of this place getting destroyed, and in the time where he was living, the Babylonian captivity. So taking in all that information, all of that, that's a whole lot, man. That's a heavy burden, so to speak. Yeah, and then to go off and warn the people, and the people, not believing, not fucking listening. But the Lord said, no, don't stop. You got to keep going.
It's spiritual. They said it because the word burden, when you go into it, it means prophecy. Burden, prophecy, and vision, it all mean the same thing. When you look it up, I don't say the burden, Nineveh, and all that. Burden, you know what I'm saying? When you look that word up, it goes to prophecy and vision. You know what I'm saying? So it is a burden that we have. You know what I'm saying? But that's another one. A burden. It's a little bit more. Back in Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 20, it says, destruction upon destruction is cried, for the whole land is spoiled. It says, suddenly are my tents spoiled and my curtains in a moment. It says, how long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. I just want to speak on that briefly. It's like, and that's the thing with Jake, man. Like we tell him, like Jake wise to do some wicked stuff, but when it comes to doing the will of the Lord or taking heed to the prophets that the Lord sent out there, they don't want nothing to do with it, man. You know what I'm saying? So when all hell start breaking loose, more, I'm saying it because you got things happening right now. But once more hell start coming, like the Lord, basically he's gonna tell you to run to them other guys, man, and tell you to pray to them, man, so they can save you, man. Like I speaks about in the previous chapters, I believe it's the second chapter, the third chapter. He said run to those guys, man, so they can save you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Jake has a thing where they like to treat the Lord like a genie, man. You know what I'm saying? Whenever something bad happen, they go to run to the Lord. But then, you know what I'm saying, or when something good happened, they like to give praise to the Lord. But nonetheless, man, they treat the Lord like I said, like a genie, man.
You stay in that bottle all day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as soon as the shit go down, then you want to come try to open the bottle and wrench over it and all that shit. Yep. But can you read that last part? Can you grab that 10th verse?
Yeah.
It says, that together they shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flame.
Now this is why they're going to be amazed. This is why they're going to be dismayed.
It's verse 10, back in Jeremiah 4:10. Then said I, Lord Yahawah, surely thou hast greatly deceived this people and Jerusalem, saying, ye shall have peace, whereas the sword reacheth unto the soul.
Y'all been deceived, man. Y'all been deceived, right? The Lord took the spirit of deception on you motherfuckers. Because y'all believing in Esau, trusting in Esau, thinking peace, peace, peace. That this devil gonna protect y'all, that his laws gonna protect y'all, that the medicine that he prescribes is gonna heal you, that the food that he prescribed is gonna fill your bellies, man. So when all of that shit go down, when all of that shit is taken away from you, and the Lord said, but the sword reacheth unto the soul, man. So that's why y'all gonna be looking all amazed and dismayed and why is this happening? In a state of confusion, because you've been deceived that Esau is gonna take care of these things, man.
Yeah, that's a lamentation. We'll say we trust in the people that cannot save us. Come on, you know what I'm saying? That's Jake for you, though, man. Jake trusting in a nation that cannot save you, man. This man has put countless proposals before you. He said he's gonna do this, he said he's gonna do that. Every 4 years when the elections come around, they get either that same president or the new president in there. You know what I'm saying? They tell you, they give you all these proposals that they're gonna do and all that, and they don't fulfill none of them, man. That's called rhetoric, man. That's the same old BS, man. They've been spewing to new tribes, man. And then you know, they just sent a couple million or billion to Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? And then other areas of the earth. But then when you look at the situation in Mississippi, in Jacksonville, Mississippi, get the water, man. Where's the aid at? Where's
That's
the aid
your
at?
own country, man.
Yeah.
But you hear me? You trying to fund, you know, Ukraine's cause, and you wanted Ukraine's help.
Nope.
If you was really aiding Ukraine like that, that shit would have never even happened, man. You got your piece of
Yeah, just put the second Esdras 9. The second Esdras 9 and 9. Then shall there be a pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully should dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain.
See, Lord, man.
Oh,
Oh, no, I'm
yeah.
saying,
I'll
see, the Lord allowed you niggas to have the things y'all want. You niggas want to smoke weed, the Lord gave you a bag. You niggas want to sell drugs, the Lord gave you the money. You niggas want to murder and kill your brother, and you want to build a rap career off of that alone. The Lord gave you that shit, man. You received your consolation, right? So when the Lord comes with that judgment and all your sins start to, come back and bite you in the ass, because the wages of sin is death. The payment for your sins is death. Let alone the shit you did in your past life, and you ain't repented for none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So all of that stuff is gonna build up upon you, man. And the Lord knows how to torment your soul. The Lord knows what you're scared of. The Lord knows how shit will fuck with your mental. The Lord, He created you. He knows your ins and outs. So the Lord can literally terrorize your ass, man, to the point where you wish you was dead, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You made me think of it's a terrible thing to fall in hands of.
So you people gonna be looking very pitiful in the day that's about to approach, man. You know what I'm saying? You people gonna be looking very pitiful. You got that word?
Yeah. It's pitiful. It's from AV1611.com. If brothers want to know what website, it says pitiful. It says KJV dictionary definition. Pity. It says pitiful. You too, man. It says full of pity, tender, compassion, having a heart to feel sorrow and empathy for the distress, miserable, moving compassion as a sight most pitiful, a pitiful condition. I mean, that's
People gonna be miserable in that because it's like two senses of pitiful. You got the compassion, like the scriptures talk about how the Lord is pitiful, and that means like the Lord is compassionate. You know, He's great in mercy. You know, that's that side of it. But the side that you motherfuckers about to experience is the misery. Man. You know, you people are about to be in a very miserable cause, man. Because all of these things that's about to take place, it's not going to be no aid for you. See, brothers is going to be okay because our aid, our trust, our comfort is in the scriptures and in our faith in YAHAWASHI. And that's what we bank on. We literally live and we put our lives on the line for this, man. So when shit go down the pipe, this word is still going to be relevant, man. Because everybody going to be looking for it. The scripture talk about how it's going to be a famine of the word before there actually be a famine of food and water. So the Lord is setting you up to where when these things come to pass, ain't going to be no more repentance. Right now is the time of repentance. And the men who repent sincerely now and turn back, those are going to be the men who seek comfort in these times, man.
I got one more to go down. I guess it's Ezekiel 29. I'm going to start at 6 and come down. Ezekiel 29 and 6.
and all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am the Lord, because they have been a staff of breed to the house of Israel, when they took hold of thee by thy hand. Right, same thing in so Isaiah 31. All right, this place has consumed Israel, and they took Israel by the hand, man, and they walked hand in hand with each other, man. It says, when they took hold of thee by thy hand, well, what happened? Thou didst break and rent all their shoulder, and when they leaned upon thee, thou breakest and made all their loins to be at a stand. So when our people leaned upon Egypt, it looked like it was a staff of support, but in actuality, it was a backstab, man. It broke our people. When you jump down to 16, and it shall be no more the confidence of the house of Israel. So that's what's going to be the result. Because the Lord is going to make it where this is not going to be the place of confidence no more for the house of Israel, man. Meaning blacks, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, man.
I think to that point where why does people say that the minds of the place that I sit a virgin and no one's a Christian? You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord pumped them up to the day that stuff's going to be fulfilled.
It says, this is Ezekiel 29:16, and it shall be no more the confidence of the house of Israel,
Right.
which
It say the confidence of the house of Israel, because you can confidently get up in the morning, go to work, and confidently make sure that you got what you need to survive, just based off of the abilities that you have in this kingdom.
Right.
You know, but when all that's out the window, what's going to be your confidence?
right. It says, right, because it's either choose. What the Lord is doing, He's making you choose who your God is, who you serve, man. If you serve Him or you serve, you know what I'm saying, Satan, man. You can't serve two masters. Exactly. And eat at the hate the other, right? You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, what this society comes down to is money, like I said in that verse, which is God, which is money. So these people worship money, and they worship the man who issues out, who worships money as well, which is Esau. I can tell you in 2 Esdras 3, he flowing wealth, thinking out upon the commandments of the Lord.
Hey, this kingdom money is everything. Mammon is everything. Mammon is how you show your status. Mammon is how you know what I mean, how you survive, how you eat, how you know what I mean, get around, or, you know.
Right.
So I mean, to where the person is working, you really need a bunch of money makes you work for it.
Right.
Right. So that's why Esau, he really about to do the ultimate move by switching the currency. Because you people already got you. What do you think? That's he already got you. By that, that's not. That's not. Now we need to do more. Now we got to. Now we need to. Now it's time to physically become the fucking money.
That's right. Yeah. Fully emerge with your God. That's what it should be. See, that word, or being emerged, merged, like being one, like you said in 17, they're being one with their power.
Right.
And on the left hand side, Esau is trying to make, you know what I'm saying, everybody conform and be one with the left hand power.
Right. What the scripture say, choose ye this day who you shall serve. But the scripture say, you cannot serve God and man. That's, and the Lord is putting people in a situation where they have to choose, because like the scripture say, money is a defense and wisdom is a defense. Hey, these are two of the main things that's keeping men alive today. It's money and wisdom, which, you know, the ultimate money is gonna have to be that wisdom at the time that we come into.
It says, Ezekiel 29:16, and it shall be no more the confidence of the house of Israel, which bringeth their iniquity to remembrance, when they shall look after them, but they shall know that I am the Lord, YAHWASHI.
Okay, what was the one where said
The staff.
Yeah,
This is Ezekiel 29, and Ezekiel 29 and 6. And all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am the Lord, because they have been a staff of reed to the house of Israel.
Yeah. It says it had been a staff of reed to the house of Israel. Yeah. It's Isaiah 36:6. It says, "Lo, thou trust in the staff of this broken reed, O Egypt." It says, "Whereon if a man lean, he will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him." Man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, our people, man, they've been trusting basically in the system that they have been in, man. The empires that they were in, the captivity they were in, they always trusted in those systems, minus the remnant.
Because you got real quick. Give me Isaiah 10 and 20. Real quick. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Like, let's go, man. Get that precept.
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20.
That's the spirit, man.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote him.
Right. They said they're gonna no longer stay upon him that smote him, because who have been smoting us when you look at like nation-wise? Of course, every captivity, all the nations, they say what nation have not had a hand basically in our destruction. Right. But our main adversary, when you look at it from a biblical standpoint, Esau, Edom. And then you got like the Philistines and Moab too. Like King David, when he was warned, it was like the main three nations that he was going against. But Esau, Edom, he's the chief adversary, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, "What shall stay upon the Lord,
right,
the Holy One of Israel in truth."
There you go. So the remnant is gonna stay upon the Lord, man. Because the remnant was basically gonna get to a point like, man, like, you know what, man, the hell with this system, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just put all my trust and faith in the Lord, man. And it shows through brothers' actions, man. Brothers might, have a job. You might need a job or quit the job. The Lord bless you with something else, or you might have what they consider taking a leap of faith in certain scenarios in your life, where you literally just gotta leave it into the hands of the Lord and know that He's gonna deliver you. So that's us leaning upon the Lord, man. Because when you lean upon somebody, it's like it's a support system. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's trust. You know what I'm saying?
It's the online etymology. It says remaining part of all of that which is left will remain contraction and remnant.
Right. So the rest that remains, those are going to be the ones.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel,
right, the rest that's left behind of Israel, because the scripture talks about how two shall go into a field. One should be taken. So the one that's the remnant is the one that's left. What's that? Quality?
Yeah. It says remaining part of quality.
Yeah. That says that which is left or remains. So the ones that are remaining,
and such are escaped of the house of Israel, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them.
Right. So like the brother just was going into, they're not going to put their trust in the one who smote them, which is the one who's in control of our captivity. Right? And right now, Esau Edom is the one who's smoting us. So we're that remnant, everyone else is still trusting and relying on this devil. But that remnant of Israel that's going to remain, that's going to be left, not left behind, so to speak, but just remain, they're going to come out of this place spiritually.
That's what the Lord was saying. And this is 2 Kings 18, start at 20. It says, "Thou sayest, but they are but vain words. Have counsel and strength for the Lord. Now on whom dost thou trust, that thou rebellest against me?" See, because our people trust in Esau. And so by their trusting in this society, they rebel against the Lord. Right. That's why the next verse, look at what we just brought out. It says, "Now behold, thou trustest upon the staff of this bruised reed, right, even upon Egypt." It says, "Even upon Egypt, on which if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt unto all that trust on him."
That this spirit that it came out twice. Like Isaiah just basically quoted the one that he reads. That one right there, and then the one I just read, Isaiah 36 and 6, it literally says the same thing. The prophets, they'd be quoting from what the manuscript. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you read the book of Acts, they was quoting like the book of Joel about the daughters gonna dream dreams and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Joel, the 2nd chapter. So they was quoting, things in the manuscripts. Y'all got it out. Tomorrow,
y'all was gonna you still have that precept?
Oh, hey, can I read the next verse like you said? Because y'all brought it back home, because y'all was talking about the remnant.
Yeah. This is 2 Kings 18 and 22. "But if ye say unto me, we trust in the Lord our power, is not that he whose high places and whose altars Hezekiah have taken away, and have said to Judah and Jerusalem, ye shall worship before this altar in Jerusalem?
So yeah, so like the brother mentioned the remnant, man, because it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be a group of people that actually trust in the Lord. Like, because what the scripture say, faith is the evidence of things not seen. You know what I'm saying? So we don't see how it's gonna be a way out of this. You know what I'm saying? But we trust in the Lord that He can make a way out of it, bro. When we brought people to gypsy camp and sinners, and we brought people governors and so forth, man. You know, we don't necessarily know how it's gonna play out. That's we have no trust. We have no choice but to trust in the Lord, man. Go ahead, I got it.
Isaiah 66, 4, verse 5, kind of back on what he was saying. He says, I will also choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before my eyes and chose that which I delighted not. So, what made me think of this precept, we said earlier, you know, people invested in replicators, you know, they see that Isaiah 30 spirit where they trusted more in this system as a whole instead of the system as to come. You know? And the latter end of the verse is, but they did evil before my eyes. So everything that's outside the law, statutes, and commandments, you know, like Elder Wanda says on the time, like good behavior. You know what I'm saying? It says, and chose that in which I delighted not. Excuse me. Lord, this out plainly, you know, what we're supposed to do to please Him. And verse 5, let's say, go ahead. All right, it says, hear the word of the Lord, ye that children at His word. Men with the children that children at His word are most likely to be the who are going to be delivered. It says, your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, he says, let the Lord be glorified, but He shall appear to the Lord and then shall be the same. All the people, you know, who abuse the hand of the Lord, being a prophet, those are the ones who are going to be confounded in that day. You know, during the famine of the word, when they seek to and fro, try to get answers to the chaos and the hell that's going on around them. You know, so those are the same people who are going to visit with the devil.
Because people, when shit hit the fan, people be wanting answers, man. Yeah. You best believe that you want answers, man. That's why you got something called a news, man, or a news anchor. He is there, but in this society, the news anchor is not there to actually inform you on what's really going on. He gives false information. He doesn't give you the straight skinny, so to speak, man. But that's why the prophets are here. We're here to give you real news on what's actually taking place, man, and why it's taking place, man. Because when all hell break loose, man, look, what's gonna happen is them people, because them news anchors are control opposition, well paid for. They gonna direct you to the nearest concentration camps, man. They gonna tell you, you know, like how, like when Hurricane Katrina kicked off. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? What's the people that came down there and helped them? Oh, your FEMA, your FEMA, yo. You know what I'm saying? They gonna send FEMA.
It's funny because the thing is, like I said, we speaking on FEMA and all this right now. Yeah, still, when that happened, what FEMA do? There's videos on it. FEMA went in there, took your guns, took the guns. So like when they come with FEMA again, what you think they about to do? Like people feeling in the spirit of something ain't right.
Yeah. And
you really think what's the better thing? You take advantage of a motherfucker that ain't on your level, right? So why you think that they trying to come get your guns? They gonna get your guns. They already put legislation in there to get your gun. This thing about to be like real deal Holyfield for a lot of people.
Yeah, I sure say it's gonna be national TV.
Cry.
Yeah.
Everybody cry.
Said the mighty men should cry in the bitter.
Bro, it's like I was gonna mention, man. Like, bro, like when people die, man, it ain't like a fucking movie, bro. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just like it's fucking real, bro. Like the soul just left the person, bro. That shit is crazy.
The Lord puts a spirit on certain men to deal and see with certain stuff.
Yep.
See, you know, like Samuel had. When we speak on Samuel, you gotta understand Samuel wasn't no regular guy. That's why when he walked in the town, they like coming for
They do.
Right, like come on, like they watched judgment happen after this man came through.
Yep.
Judge is great humbling, like the brother used the word. Using, reiterating what the brother said. It's a great humbling coming. And if you ain't right with the Lord, figure that out.
Isaiah 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh through, both wrath and fierce anger until make the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Around this time, that's when the Lord is going to restore his power, his name back into the earth. Like everybody's going to know who's doing this, man. It ain't going to be no JC, IACs. Ain't nobody gonna be calling on that name, man. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be looking for the prophets, trying to remember what is that name? Shit. So they gonna be calling on that name, man.
But the scripture saying that the truth shall be spread by the whole earth. So everybody that heard the warning when it started happening, they go, no, oh, when the talking about this. Now I clicked on fucking YouTube and I fucking heard the warning.
Yeah, because that's beautiful, bro. Because it only comes with the name YAHWASHI. You know, everybody else that's holding this book is not coming in this vibration that we coming in with those names, talking about the destruction, or coming against the so-called rapture doctrine and all these different things that's been put in the earth. He said they're gonna know that the Lord had did it. How they gonna know? Because we was preaching it, Yahweh. They was like, oh my God, Yahweh, the God of those dudes in the corner, is the one that's doing it. That's how the Lord's gonna make his name. When he bring the judgment, everybody heard what we said on the street, and they're gonna put two. The Lord has gonna have them put two and two together and say, "Oh, the power that they was talking about is the one that's doing it." You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord not gonna come in the earth, I mean, and do all this and then have his name displayed. And you know what I'm saying? Right. It started with the prophets. The prophets, it pushed that vibration.
That reminded me of the situation where Jonah and the men was on the
Exactly.
on the boat. They was like, who's God?
Exactly.
Man? You know what I'm saying? Then Jonah had to confess. You know what I'm saying? They had to draw. They had to cast lots. You know what I'm saying? But they knew, like, because back then people in the ancient world, man, they were way more spiritual, man. Like even just that, like even heathens, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like heathens too, like, you know what I'm saying? They were way more spiritual. Like they knew, like they people were aware of the spiritual realm. They were aware of like spirits that was roaming earth. They were aware of these things, man. But now people don't even fucking know. That's why they was asking Jonah, but not asking, but they were saying, "Who God is doing this, man?"
This is not Psalms 9. I'm gonna start at 16, but I'm going to 17. Psalms 9 and 16, and it goes with the brothers bringing up. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Salah. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget the Most High.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Bring that first verse back real quick.
It says, "The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed."
Right, it said the Lord is known by the judgments that he executed. Like, because when you have something like the like on news, they said this is such a biblical proportion. You know what I'm saying? Like it's clear as day that God is doing this, man. Like when certain like they got F1, F5 tornadoes, and they got tsunamis that are like I said on the biblical scale, earthquakes, sinkholes. Like they were like, God is doing this, man. You know what I'm saying? And like basically, I'll take a water bottle shot. Basically, people become aware, like the spirit hits them, and they become aware that the Lord is doing this, man.
Right, exactly. Got it. It says the Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higion Salah. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot the Most High, or that forget the Most High, man. Just going back to what you said, like at one point in time, everybody knew the power that was executing judgment. Everybody knew Yahawah, man. But because wicked has spread itself like a green bay tree on the earth, and it covered the whole earth, Job 9:24. Everybody's minds have been corrupted, and they forgot what true power is, or who the true power is, man.
It's like in the time of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? In the time of Egypt, what did the Lord have Moses do? Moses and Aaron, they were messengers to warn Pharaoh, let the people go. Why did the Lord harden his heart? To show his power.
Exactly.
To show his power by way of how he was about to, deliver water. How he was about to deliver his people out of Egyptian captivity. Hey. So that's all to just show that this time being much more worse than the time of the captivity of Egypt, and how the destruction is about to be worse than the time in that time period of Aaron and Moses. How much more the Lord about to show his name, glorify his name through his power, through his judgment.
Right, because another reason why that's magnified like that is because Israel lost their identity. You see, right? Because we're attached to that vibration, that image, man. So when Israel get the only captivity we ever had where we completely didn't know who we was, man, like as a whole nation. You know what I'm saying? So by that happening, it increased wickedness, man, at a higher degree. You see what I'm saying? Because that vibration of YAHWAH, YAHWASHI wasn't moving through the earth. The Lord had put it on hold, if you will, you know what I'm saying? For sake. You know what I'm saying? And then it came, and then now it's coming back. So that's why you're starting to see everything happening the way it is, man. The Euphrates drying up and all these different signs on the earth. It's because the prophets had hit the scene again, because the name of the Lord, vibration, is moving through the earth again, man. That's why all this is happening, man.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 4. And Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, have sent unto you all his servants the prophets, rising early and sinning, but ye have not hearkened, nor inclined your ear to hear.
All the prophets have been brought back in this generation. In this time, this you know, in the captivity of American slavery, all the prophets have been back. Telling you the same thing I'm saying in the ancient world, man. But this time, you pushing it heavy on the heavier level. Why? Because this is the end all be all. And the kingdom is to be close to the kingdom. So the closer we get to the kingdom, the more the Lord is going to intensify the spirit on his prophets. The closer we get to the kingdom, the more the Lord is going to intensify the judgment that he's going to issue forth. The more we get closer to the kingdom, the more lower the Lord is going to bring down these heathens.
Verse 5. Thus said, they said, turn ye again now, every one from his evil way, and from the evil of your doing, and dwell in the land that the Lord hath given unto you and to your fathers forever and ever, and go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your own hands, and I will do you no hurt.
That's what it's like.
Yet ye have not hearkened unto me, said the Lord, that ye may provoke me to anger with the works of your hands to your own heart.
Yeah, so Jake gotta understand, man. It's like the reason why we're out here, we're trying. The Lord has sent us out here to give you this message, man. You know what I'm saying? And this message can potentially save you if you're the Lord's elect, man. They talk about that in James 1, man. You know what I'm saying? Where was that? James 1 to 29. Here we go. 1 to 21. Yeah, BAHASHAM, man. Because this word, like, you look at it like, all right, this, they're just, no, like this, like there's a process. That's why when you read the book of Acts, like when those newcomers, a lot of those proselytes and whatnot, when they was coming in the fold, they had to get built up over time. You know what I'm saying? Like it took years to get built up. Why? Because it was going to be eventually a persecution that was going to start coming on upon a church. Just like now, man. That's why the scripture talk about being rooted and grounded and built up.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, unmovable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because why would it be speaking about those things?
Right.
It's speaking about those things because persecution arises. Because you got to understand what you're teaching, man. Like you are teaching, and you are in a complete opposition against what? You're contrary to what? This system. Here it is. You can't be having that mindset you have and walking around talking about, well, I'm not with this system, and he's pushing this system on you. Like he's going to consider you a threat. He's going to consider you a problem. So you have to be rooted and built up in what you believe in, man. Because he's going to push. This nigga going to push the issue, man. He like this dude. Esau ain't joking about his new world order, man. He's serious, man.
He's about to show you. He's gonna stress his authority.
Yeah,
because he know he got authority.
Yeah.
He just play the minds of the wicked simple people.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Because it's easier to make a slave think you free.
Yep.
But when you realize when you got coming out with the hammer, and he the hammer of the earth.
Yep.
He coming with the hammer.
He coming with it, man. You know what I'm saying? And like that, we don't know exactly what's gonna transpire out of this the Queen's death. But like I said, man, I highly advise brothers to watch that Operation London Bridge, man. You know what I'm saying? It's very informative. They give you a layout of what they plan on doing after the Queen's, I'm gonna say, alleged death, man. Because I mean, who fucking knows, man? Anybody dead, man? Because that's the psyop that Esau uses a lot of psyops, man. It's all due to control the mind, bro. Esau is heavily involved into witchcraft. Like I make mention of the shootings, man. You know what I'm saying? Like these shootings that they when they had Alex Jones up there on in court, and like just because he said he didn't believe that happened, they brought him up on you know what I'm saying, on charges, man, on trial and shit.
We was just talking about this at the live yesterday, because at the end of the day, like I was telling the person, just because the person screamed, "I'm a Black Panther," doesn't mean that he really. So when you go into Black Panthers, you understand it's like the gang shit. A lot of people don't understand these gang leaders be Masons and shit. Like a lot of the motherfuckers, like when you go into Huey P. Newton, he was smoking drugs and trying to buy drugs at the end of the shit. So you have people that really believed in the whole Black Panther movement. That was low level. The ones on the upper echelon be tied in with him.
They informants. Like some of them situations, they be informants to get people to rouse up. It's like a
they handlers, like
the agent provocateur. Right. Like you have somebody in the crowd, like the dude. A lot of people don't know. Like you got a crowd, like a Black Lives Matter. One of the few the dudes are paid off to get the crowd, to get the people that's really, you know what I'm saying, like that's not that's really sincere. Get them riled up, and then they, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
That's why you gotta stick stuff to the scriptures. That's what the whole thing is. So if you in the right mind and you follow the scriptures, you know, like you, that's why the teacher is the scriptures. What do you call that again? Operation what?
Operation London Bridge. It's called what it's going into is called smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I put the definition up so brothers understand what that is. Smoke and mirrors, it says the obscuring or embellishing of the truth of a situation with misleading or irrelevant information. Smoke and mirrors, man, that's what they do. It says the embellishing of the truth of a situation with misleading information, man. You know what I'm saying? They'll mislead you and misguide you, all right, so that you won't see the truth. You know what I'm saying? The media, witchcraft, medium.
Right. He put like you'll pick up a book, he'll put half truth in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even with like certain things that brothers use for tools to amplify, you know what I mean, what we teach, man. Like the blue letter, for example, if you ain't learned in the blue letter, it goes off on certain situations, man. So you put half truths in there and half, you know what I'm saying?
Can I add to this though? Because at the end of when the elder brought that out to the spirit, it wasn't like it is today. So they purposely doing that now. You know what I mean? Because that's why the thing is to get a book in written form is powerful. Because now everything is digital. You can go and digitally alter something easily. But if you got a book originally written, it's hard because they got to revise all the books. That's when you go into the revisions and
you got to revise copies.
Right, and then you come up with the second print. Now they got printing press. So when they print out something like the Bible, that's how you know the power of the Bible. Bible printed out on a major like Cambridge and whatnot. They printed, and when they do a print press, it's like it ain't just like 10 books. It's like millions of books.
They show you that in that movie, the Book of Eli, man. That's why they burned all the Bibles, so he can have the last copy. Because if I got a copy stashed away, he can say something. I'm like, bro, that don't say that.
But then I'm gonna show you.
Right. It goes against what actually was written. You know what I'm saying? This is James 1:21. It says, Wherefore lay upon all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls.
Right. So this word, Lord willing, is gonna save us, man. And the time to come, man. Because like the time is coming, man. You're saying Daniel's 12th chapter is gonna be a time like never before, man. So it's gonna be one type of hell breaking out, man. And these people, they don't got nothing to cling to, man. Because like when Esau clips the power, because you got rolling blackouts, you know what I'm saying, that's been happening throughout the world, and it's gonna happen on a more broader scale. When Esau clips the power and you can't get on Facebook Live and all the other stuff, because that's what our people do. It mainly like our people, they get on that Instagram Live and Facebook Live for comfort. They going through something, they want to see what the world got like to help them. Like, bro, if you ain't in tune with the Lord, then you ain't none of that is gonna go null and void, man. Ain't none of that gonna matter in that day. It ain't gonna matter how much money you got. It ain't gonna matter how much status you got in that day. It's gonna matter your connection with YAHWASHI and what you've been doing to please him, man. Go ahead. I didn't get that asked.
This is 2 Ezra 5:9. And salt water should be found in the sweet, and all friends should destroy one another. Then should wit hide itself in understanding, but draw itself into a secret chamber.
right? And that goes into the mind, man. That chamber, the understanding is going to withdraw itself. That the man of the Lord has, the understanding that they're pushing out, it's going to withdraw itself from being accessible to the people of the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is going to cause them to be in great confusion. It's going to cause them to upright because they're not going to know which way to go. It says, "It shall be sought of many." See, if people are going to be seeking the answers. The brother mentioned that earlier. They're going to be seeking a form of what's the answers, man. What's actually happening, man? And yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness. So this is the result. It says, "Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency," meaning the lack of control, "be multiplied upon the earth. One land also shall ask another and say, Is righteousness the make up a man righteous wrong through thee? And it shall say, No. At that same time shall men hope but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper," man. So the point is that it said at the same time shall men hope but nothing obtain. So yeah, man. I forgot exactly how you put it, what you said, but yeah, man, because of the understanding gonna be withdrawn from the earth, man, there's not gonna be nothing that you can do. You said something like, there ain't gonna be nothing you can do in that day, man. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta appreciate it.
Right.
Because at the end of the appreciate, because like you said, we went into meaning lack of restraint. Because like I said, it's lawlessness. So in the scriptures, YAHWASHI, when you go into Matthew 24, goes into a time where basically people gonna be sinning so heavily. It's going, when scripture and Revelation say the sins reach onto heaven. In this place, they trying to actually pass laws that a grown ass man can label a kid. You gotta what the Edomite bitch. I didn't watch the video, it made me mad just reading the title. So like literally, she was trying to basically push the narrative that literally you have people that have certain urges and it's okay. She was saying it's okay to be able to go minor attract. Minor attract the person. That's iniquity. You got it, brother.
If then when you go into the law, you return somebody who has a sex offender for a grown man, basically dealing with a woman at the age of flowers. She more than likely going to be young.
Right, so they can get away with it. It's a motherfucker the devil. And that's why we call you a fucking hypocrite. You know what I mean? Like, how you gonna literally, man, the devil. So this is Matthew chapter 24, and the point, because the brother brought up Matthew 24 and verse 12, and it says, "And because iniquity shall abound," meaning it's gonna increase, "the love of many shall wax cold." So, like the brother brought out in 2nd Ezra chapter 5 about how the incontinencies, meaning people gonna have because people gonna be about them. The scriptures always talk. What 2 Timothy chapter 3 talks about at the end of the last day, people gonna be vain. They're gonna be about themselves. So I don't give a fuck about you. It's skateboard, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Hey. So and listen, that's real. Because at the end, I'm gonna give a fuck about my brothers. Because I know they don't give a fuck about us. Though. Like we are contrary to this place. And if you don't understand that by doing this, then you ain't in the right spirit. You gotta understand that you literally got a whole bullseye on your back, and the Lord gonna deliver you or you not.
Right, I appreciate it.
So in Acts chapter 14, verse 21, and when they had preached the gospel to the city and had taught many, they returned again unto Lystra and to Iconium and Antioch, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh.
Right. So, like when Paul and them and the other disciples was going around teaching, they was letting them know what was happening, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like what was going to happen. And then that's why I said confirming the souls, like making sure like they grounded and rooted in what it is they believe, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what apostles, you see Apostle Tori and them, bro, they make sure, like, do y'all understand? Like, I hear Apostle Tori say a lot. He said a lot of brothers don't understand what they're Shalom. Damn, that's the spirit, bro. Yeah, that is, bro. He stops a walking bus, bro. Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? He said, what? Oh, that's your son? Okay, hey, come on. That's beautiful. More loyal. But that shows you too. Like I said, the apostles, they make sure brothers know what they into, man. Because the apostles already said all the time, he said brothers know what they're involved in, man. Right. This is your life, man. That's gonna be on the line soon.
Hey, we're just gonna talk about the elders that watch over your soul. Yep. Hey, because these the same brothers around us, and the same brothers around that see the same doctrine in the other cities or whatsoever. These are the same brothers that want you to be firm as a rock, firm as a tree, that's unmovable. Because we're coming into some times where this, maybe you might be shaking, you might be tested, and not just on the level that we do on a daily basis, dying daily, but on the level of like, are we really for this?
First counting the cost, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And making YAHWASHI your foundation. Yeah. So when that tribulation comes, when your house, so I got the
but I'm gonna land back on what you said. He said counting the cost. Counting the cost is also you like coming to grips that like, my life, I could potentially die for this, man. That's something that you as a believer gotta kind of put into context, man. That is a possibility, man. You know what I'm saying? Hell, it's a possibility at any fucking day, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro, there's people said Proverbs 27 in the first verse, it says, boast not of tomorrow, but thou knowest what not tomorrow bringeth, man. So, shit, our life is in jeopardy every fucking day, man. It said that's in the curses, man. It said our life shall hang in doubt, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the fuck the Lord can happen to where you walk the fucking street, then a fucking car hit you, bro.
Hey, one day can take everything out, man. One day can you can lose that. Yeah, change your whole life. You can lose everything that you ever had in one day, man. So that's why I experienced that. Damn. So that's
get that what's called?
Yeah, that's it.
Get that 1 Corinthians 15:51. Behold, I'll show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep. 51, right? No, First Corinthians, no, sorry, 58. 1 Corinthians 51:58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord.
It said, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the Lord. Go ahead.
Always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Right, our labor is not in vain, man. We got we understand like there's a reward for this, man. You know what I'm saying? Not as though we're seeking one, but the Lord has promised a reward, man. And that reward is give me 1 John 2:14 real quick. That reward is basically the kingdom, man. If we overcome the wicked one, man. Because us overcoming this system, the Lord is going to give us what? He said, since you have thou good and faithful servant, I'll give you, you know what I'm saying? What did he say in Luke? I'll give you, if you had that 10 towns, I'll give you 10 cities. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you got I think you got that one? Oh, yeah. No, I think you saw the other one. Give me that one, though. Give me that one. 1 John 2:14.
I have written unto you, Father, because ye have known him that is from the beginning.
Yep.
I have written unto you, young men, because ye are strong, and the word of Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, abideth in you.
Go ahead.
And ye have overcome the wicked one.
Yeah, the scripture talk about us overcoming the wicked one, man. The wicked one that Esau Edom, man, and the system that he's created, man, because us overcoming it is going to deal with a lot of faith, man. Because Esau is going to have particular things thrown at us, you know what I'm saying, that we're vulnerable to, man. Like certain brothers that got children, man, you might be tempted, you know what I'm saying, Esau trying to kill your children that day. You got a loved one, a wife, you might, you know what I'm saying, you might, hey, look, man, if you don't take this, this tiny technology, I'm gonna kill her. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have it in your mindset, well, go ahead then, man. Because ain't nothing worse than taking that MOTB, man, because that's something that you can't repent from, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that and all of a sudden, well, Salaki, Lord, they had my wife, no, man. You know what I'm saying? No.
That's why you got deep tackle in this place, man.
Yep.
That's why the Lord is talking about enduring. It means to make hard. So when your spirit is made hard, that means your emotions is not in the picture. You're not emotional. Every man of the Lord, every prophet, every apostle, every disciple, their emotions was not tied to the things of this world, man. That includes people in your own life as well, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, when you are presented with that situation, and then you got Esau trying to have Esau presenting that ultimatum. If you don't do this, I'm gonna kill this. If you don't do this, this is gonna be taken away. If you don't do this, I'm gonna kill you. You gotta be hard to the point. You gotta be emotionless to the point where you're like, okay, do what you gotta do. Because ultimately, you know, the Lord is in control of what's the narrative, man. You know, because He can deliver you out the hand of Esau.
Yo, that's going back to what the brother was saying earlier. Going back to like what you were part of, man. Knowing you're a part of, those are accountable. That's all a possibility, man. From any brother up here. You know what I'm saying? Like and that, man, hey, either you, when adversity hits certain brothers, man, you know what I'm saying, they fold, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you had mentioned it earlier. You gotta, right now in the time we in, we gotta make sure we get spiritually built up so that when that time comes, we can stand. Stability. We can be stable in that time.
That's why Wishbone said that. He said, I commended those, Ezra said, I commended those that stood stiffly for the word, man.
Right. That means unmovable. Something that's stiff, mean they don't move.
Right.
Like that tree right there. That tree is grounded. It's rooted in the ground, so you just can't move.
Yep.
You will have to do the utmost work to get that tree. Even if you did cut it down, the stump, the root is still there.
Hey, you mentioned the roots. YAHWASHI said in Matthew 15:13, that was my heavenly Father have not planning to be rooted up. So that includes brothers that weren't properly rooted. I mean, because right now you can deceive us. You know what I'm saying? But you can't deceive the Lord because they're watching every move. The angels, man. Then in
Romans 11 chapter, it's talking about YAHWASHI is the root.
Right.
Get that like y'all finish that out.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Yeah, so you can't love this world, man. You gotta be completely detached from it. And these people, man, because these people, man, like they're for this system, man. They don't want Yahushua to come back and reign and us being in power. That's why our women and Esau and cahoots, they fighting tooth and nail to stop Jake from getting into power, man. Like seriously, man, they really with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing everything in their power because that goes back to that pact that she made with the serpent, man. They doing everything they can to keep this light man down and the rest of the world, man. But guess what? It ain't gonna fucking happen, man. The Lord already got it. He already got it. It's written that, like brothers read, we're gonna overcome, man, and we're gonna inherit this kingdom, and we're gonna rule with the authority of YAHWASHI that He blessed us with, man.
That word love is an action word of the scripture. YAHWASHI said, if ye love me, keep my commandments. So if you love the world, that means when you're keeping the commandments, if you love the Lord, you're gonna keep His commandments. That's obedience. If you love the world, that means you're gonna be obedient to the things of the world, right? So that means you're gonna abide by everything that the world stands for. And you know, in the scriptures, Job 9:24, it talks about how the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. The world is the earth. So if you worship the world, you worshiping the wicked because He wants out the fucking earth, man. So they come to get whoever on that list at 4 in the morning, 2 weeks before Civil War break out.
Yeah, man. Everything is on documentation, bro. So it ain't like you can fight it and appeal it. They gonna pull up the documentation and show you like, well, this is written right here. We have documentation to show that we have the authority to do such and such, man. Right. That's how this nigga operate. He operate on paperwork, man.
They did that. Oh, let me get this. Let me get this. Yeah, and then what you just said, but they did that. I don't know, man. I saw that video. It's like 2 years ago. It was over there, and I don't know where it was at. It was overseas somewhere when they walked into their house.
Oh yeah. The two girls eating my cup.
Yeah. So hey, man.
Yeah, that's HR 666 bill.
Yep, that's beautiful. Water. Yep. This is just real quick. Hebrews 6:10. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward His name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. That's it, man. That's the gospel, man. You know what I'm saying? We minister to His saints. We're still in the elect through the works and our labor of love that we're showing towards his name, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That comes with a doctrine of vibration. That comes with, you know, the things that are contrary to everything around us, man.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's going to cause all those legislation that the brothers talking about, these rules and these different things that they have signed and documented to come against us. They're going to use. That's what they make them for. They're preparing themselves to because Esau is wicked, bro. He's trying to do everything the Most High is doing, so he's trying to make it where he's seen as just. Because like when the Lord, he builds up the iniquity and then he a judge because he's a just power. You know what I'm saying? He's so that's what Esau is doing. He's trying to, you know, build documents and to come up against the men of the Lord. He's trying to that's the point. He's trying to use it so he can justify him coming down. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
Yeah, matter of fact, real quick before you get that, no, I would say Isaiah 10, 1 and 2. Because usually brothers just read that first verse, but then the second verse, you know what I'm saying, go into it too. Yeah, and then the second verse, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but read that Isaiah real quick, BAHASHAM, man. So Isaiah, yeah, 10 and 1, and then hit verse 2, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you speaking about the paperwork, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This book Isaiah 10 and verse 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed."
Right, and prescribed meaning the right before it. You know what I'm saying? Now keep reading, hit that second verse.
It says, "To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob." And that they may rob the fathers.
Right, so he prescribes, he writes down these unrighteous decrees that the brothers are talking about. It says, because the second verse gives you the reason why, though.
Right.
Like when you read the second verse, it gives you the reason why he writes these wicked laws. It said, what the second verse say again?
It says, to turn aside the needy
To turn aside the needy from judgment. Go ahead.
and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
And to take away the right from the poor of my people. So he writes down these laws to take away the right from the poor. Man, bro, it's like everything is in there, man. And then he keep going, huh?
It says that the widows may be their prey.
It says that the widows may be their prey, because who did Esau Edom praise upon? The weak, man, which is women and children. That's why Scripture say, bind the strong man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it said that he may bring that part back about the widow.
It says that widows may be their prey.
Yep.
And that they may rob the fatherless.
There you go, man. So he's writing down these laws, man, so he can take advantage of our people, mainly the weak of our people. Because Esau Edom, he does not like confrontation with the men, bro. You a mo, man. He is, man. Like you a weak individual, man. Like the way Esau operates, you're not a real true man, man. He portrays this image of himself like he's a masculine. You know, he has like these actors play these dominant roles. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll get like a you know what I mean? What's the nigga that play no, I'm thinking of the Planet of the Apes movie. Charlton Heston. He had these actors play these roles and have you look at Esau like in this great marvelous light, like he's a just upright man. Meanwhile, you a wicked individual, man, and you going down, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's Iraq 34 and 21. Yeah. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood.
Right, and that's the thing, man. He's defrauding men of basic necessities, man. Because you need like as a human being, you need the things that Scripture speak about in the book of Sirach. With him, y'all, I think 39. You get it, 39. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, the basic necessities of life.
Yeah. But 39, 24, something like that. This gonna lead into that. Verse 22. It says, "He that taketh away his neighbor's living, slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a blood shedder."
Right. So if you take away your neighbor's living, you basically a murderer. You know what I'm saying? You kill. It's a slow kill, man. Because like I said, as a human, you need these things that the Scripture speak about that the brother about to get. It's like necessities, man. And he's taking away those things, man. You got that up?
All right, 39.
It might try 37.
It's 39.
Yeah, you gotta be there. It's two of them. Go ahead.
You want to start at the main point?
Yeah.
It's Iraq 39 and 24. It says, "As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and sword, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinner they are turned into evil. There be spirits created.
Yeah. So it said these are the principal things of men's life, bro. You need those things. And then he just read, when you take those things away, you a bloodshedder, man. Because he's taking away these things. He's taking away, water, food. That's why you got the famines happening throughout the world, man. And it's engineered. It's not like it's happening naturally. It's him deliberately doing these things, man. He's deliberately causing the famine. Why? So he can coerce or carouse the people into him, into getting them to do what he wants, which is ultimately receiving his MOTV, man. And now they talking about the booster shots coming back, man.
Hey, because the earth is abundant, man.
Yeah.
The earth it lives.
Yeah.
So it's abundant.
Yeah. That's another one. That's
Because the earth lives, man. So the brother had that is engineered, man. You know what I'm saying? So they're showing you that the people don't understand how the earth works. They don't know how vast the earth is, man. See, he's been all through the earth, man. All right, and he understand how, to some degree, how vast it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord marked him and said, if you can search out the deep of the sea, the stars, and so forth, Israel will cease to exist. So in his process of trying to do that, he's discovered different parts of the earth. You see, so that's how you know that the things that's on the earth coming to the earth are actually engineered, bro. It's not natural. These are not natural disasters. These are engineered disasters, bro. Something that he's accumulated so that he can afford it's NWO, man. Yeah. Because the earth lives, bro. Yeah. I don't think, bro, the earth lives. Yeah. Everything is it reproduces. It regenerates, man. That's why the Lord said the earth would never be done away with, man. You see?
Yeah, like this dude is ruining. He's ruining like how the Lord set things up, man. But y'all got something.
Because in that verse we have read, I read in Sirach 34, the next verse it said, like, basically, like, you know what I'm saying, if you build it, you tear down, you know what I'm saying, what's the you know what I'm saying, what's the profit of the labor, man?
And then they go into, like, if you touch a dead body and if you pray, you go back on what you
right. Prayer, exactly. It's vain at the end of the day, man. It's no profit to it, man.
This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. And this is basically going into the mindset of these fucking devils, man, and how they know that their life is vanity. You know, so that's why Esau, he trying to do these different procedures to stay alive, man. You know, to prolong his life because, right, also the upset prophecy, but he don't want to die. He don't want to be taken out of power. He don't want that judgment because he know his judgment. He know he about to be going to shackles soon here, man. That's why he trying to come down with great wrath. He said, well, shit, if me and my kingdom don't go, I'm taking that nation and I'm taking the nation with me. I'm taking everybody else with me.
Esau, he got like bro said, he's afraid to die, bro. When you look at our forefathers, bro, they wasn't afraid to die, man. Right. They knew the process of how death works, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you go back to like Jacob and all them. They knew, you know what I'm saying? They would tell you like, hey, they're with my father, you know, so important support, man. Esau, you know, that nigga know, man, once he died, man, you know, obviously whatever to the kingdom, you know, he know he's gonna keep coming back. But once we get the kingdom and he down this side, he come back and get reborn in the kingdom, he know he wanted slavery forever, man. That's right. And then until that 1,000-year period, and then he gonna get completely wiped and walk the face of the earth, man.
Right. And that's why Esau, he pushed that fear tactic on the people to fear death. Right. And then he pushes out different philosophies of things that happens after death. Or you go here, you go to hell, you burn forever. You don't want to die, don't die. You know what I'm saying? Because he himself doesn't want to fucking die. But actually in the scriptures say, fear not death, man. Go ahead, grab that book.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 41, verse 2. It says, O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy, and unto him. Well, I'll start verse 1. It says, O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions.
Right, and that's Esau. He living at rest with his possessions. He got the earth in his authority. He got different nations in his authority. This nigga got the riches of the earth. He got the best of the best foods, best of the best wine. He could pop the best of the best women. You know, he's living a luxurious life. He got the best cars, the best housing. He got the best land. Why would he want to die?
That's why you're afraid to die. It says, O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions, unto the man that have nothing to vex him, right? Hey, paraphrase. You know, it said nothing to vex him. Here it is every day. Jay gotta wake up to a fucking 9 to 5 or some shit. But this damn devil, he's sitting on the chair all day chilling. Nothing worrying him. Nothing in the world. He was careless. It says, to a man that live at rest in his possessions, unto the man that have nothing to vex him, and that have prosperity in all things, yeah, unto him that is yet able to receive meat. Verse 2, O death, acceptable is thy sentence.
Right, because the first verse basically going to when you got those things, you living good, you don't want to die. Right. Then the second verse it says death. It says read the second verse, huh?
It says, O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy, and unto him whose strength faileth.
Right, that's why I said death is acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like to him, like I'm like, bro, I'm fucking catching hell, man. Fuck it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know,
touching so much hell. He was like, people see right first the day I was born.
Hey, that was a beautiful point you made before you read the verse too. But like back to balance out the brother there, because you said our forefathers in the ancient world weren't scared of death.
No, they wouldn't.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing that Esau push, they make our people scared of death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why everybody's scared to die. They don't know what happens after they die. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because Esau, he knows what's gonna happen to him, but he also knows what's gonna happen, you know, to the other nations and the Israelites, man. So he mainly pushed that fear tactic on Jake. That's why Jake's so fucking scared to die. Like, you watch Menace to Society. Yeah. The nigga Kane was just living in fear all his fucking life, man. Making rash decisions, being impulsive and shit, man.
And see, that's why now you see the power of the scriptures. Because there's plenty of scriptures that show you what happens when you die. So then your mind is at rest. Like, because that whole time before we woke up, a lot of us thought hell. You know, we thought hell existed. Like the actual Christian version of hell. We thought when you died, you know what I mean, you just burn forever. That is a bugged out thought, man. That shit will have you like, I don't want to die. And for real, I remember because I used to believe that shit when I was in the world, bro. A lot of us believed in that hell doctrine. Like, you thought you would die and get burned forever, bro. You like, man, so that would stop you from like doing something. So like basically it stop you from being brave towards the Lord, man. Like, so can you imagine if you knew these scriptures and you still thought you didn't know the breakdown to the hell doctrine? Right. You know you're Israelite, but you don't know the breakdown to the hell. You thought you still died. Like, nah, come on, it's bugged out, man.
And that gives him control through religion.
Yep.
Now he can be like, well, if you don't want to die, if you don't want to go to hell, you gotta do this.
Yeah.
And what you think, Jake, they're gonna do that? Right? I don't want to get burnt up for eternity.
Which shows you that he was on control, like you said, of religion. Because he talking about the devil was all red. He was really talking about himself. But he's literally talking about himself, bro. He's the devil. He's the red man.
Right. He's the red man. He paint that animated as, perception of what the devil looks like. But really, in so many words, that's a reflection of you. You saw?
It says, O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy, and unto him whose strength faileth, that is now in the last age, and is vexed with all things, and to him that is. It says, and to him that desires and hath lost patience. Yep. It said, fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been
4D.
That's right, man, because all of our forefathers was presented in those situations, man. Right? And delivered out those situations. All right, was not Ananias, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, right? They was presented with death, went through the fire, got delivered out that situation. Stephen was presented with death. He actually died and was stoned to death, right? Paul, he was presented with death, came back from fucking grave, man, you know? But we just read, right, more than once on top of that. We just read in Wisdom of Solomon 2:1, he say that neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. That's Esau's thought, man. That there was no man known to return from the grave. YAHWASHI did it. You know what I'm saying? Paul did it. So, okay, is it impossible? No, it's not impossible, man. All things is possible through YAHWASHI who strengthens us.
Yeah, I want to make a point there too. Like, see, prior to the Lord, like being resurrected, they really, that was like unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got a reincarnation when you die, you come back every 3 or 4 generations. But for somebody to actually die and then be risen back up a couple of days later, that was unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Prior to the Lord doing it, you know what I'm saying? He was basically the first person to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like to die. You know what I'm saying? Well, he resurrected Lazarus. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but
he got life to do it, though.
Yeah, it's true. But he was like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It says, and that come after, for this is the sentence of the Lord. Matter of fact, I'm going back a little bit. It says, hear not the sentence of death, remember them that have been before thee, and that come after, for this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. They say over all flesh. So the sentence of death is upon all flesh. So hey, when these devils there, they get like fucking 10 hard-headed flesh because they feel like they flesh don't deserve death.
You know, it's that's the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. The scriptures say that precious is the death of the saints. Precious is the death in the sight of the Lord, the water. Precious is the death of the saints in the sight of the Lord. So anytime you got a martyr or a brother has to be, basically sacrificed in that matter for righteousness' sake, that's a precious thing. That's why I said it pleased YAHWASHI to bruise him, man. Because it was the purpose behind what he was dying for. But a bugged out nigga think, well, if the Lord loved me, why he got me going through this shit? If the Lord loved me, why? Because in Hebrews the 12th chapter, it said the Lord chastened them who he loved, man, right? And dealeth with them as sons. If he chastened you not, you're a bastard, man.
I was holding that Wisdom Solomon 3 earlier, but it goes to what said. He said, I tried to prove the work of myself.
Right, it's all for his glory, man.
Next verse says, and why art
Inquisition. Oh, look it up.
It says, and why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? It says, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 41 and verse 4. It says, and why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? There is no inquisition in the grave, whether thou have lived 10 or 100 or 1,000 years.
In this word inquisition in the online etymology, it says an act or process of inquiring, a searching into, a seeking legal examination, a seeking of grounds for accusation.
Yeah, so ain't none of that in the grave, man. When you appoint your deathbed. Hey, but another reason why that goddamn devil fear death is because he know his ranking in the Shemayim, man. He know that he the basis of man. He know that he on a low level, man. But for us on the other side, like the brother just quoted, pleasant is the death for the saints. In the sight of the Lord is the death for the saints. Because when we go back to the spirit world, when we go back to YAHWASHI, we right there with him, man.
Right. And another reason why it says there's no inquisition in the grave is because you are seeking. There's no seeking for an answer. There's no seeking for anything because everything is brought back to your knowledge, man.
Right.
When you're in the spiritual realm, you're at rest, you're at peace. But you also know what's going to happen when it's time for the Lord to, to judge.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's either like if the queen, the bitch dead, she in the spiritual world, man. She at rest, she at peace. So she cool right now But she know her fate that she gonna go in them shackles, man. She know her fate that her spirit gonna be thrown in the fire. And in the kingdom of heaven, she's gonna be a slave to the Israelites, man.
Yeah, ain't no more hustling and bustling in the grave, studying the scriptures in the grave. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hey, once again, like once you got your grave, you know that the day of the Lord is coming. You know, that's the only thing that matters, man. You know, verse 5, it says, "The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their prosperity shall have a perpetual reproach."
Right. You know, that's what he saw do. He get these riches, built these riches up, and when he reached the point of his death, he passed it down to his children, man.
Yeah.
All that shit gonna be all the shit Esau swallowed up is gonna be spit back out, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? All the inheritance, all the land, all the riches, all the shit that he got through his wickedness, his killing, rape, robbery, and deceit is going to be brought to an end, man.
Right, that's another thing that's going to the grave is this devil's riches. Like the scripture say, riches duly sure
Make the wings and fly away.
To the heavens, man, because that's what the Lord gave to. But everything is.
Go ahead. I got one question. This is Job 20 and 15. He has swallowed down riches. Wow. He shall vomit them up again. The Heavenly Father shall pass them out of his belly. Everything that they took from us, they're going to give it right back. By force.
Yeah, by force. The scripture say the saints shall take the kingdom, man. When you take something, it's not exchange where y'all come to an agreement and, I'm going to give you. No, you're going to take it by force, man. All right? And in order for us to take the kingdom, the Lord has to bring us up on the godly level, which means he got to change our bodies, man. Because we can't take shit right now. We're not empowered.
Take something, take hold of it. You know what I'm saying? Literally take hold of it.
James 5:1. It says, "Go to now, rich man, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold, your silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as they were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days."
That's right, man. Because Esau, he's storing up all of these things, man. He's storing up different artifacts, gold, silver. I'm talking about real shit, not the shit that Esau put out here for you niggas to sell to each other. I'm talking about real gold, real silver, real riches. Because Esau know them RFN knows that's not real money. You know that. So Esau, he got the real riches hidden in his own facilities, man.
And this devil, he dilute the gold that Jake wearing today. Jake think they got full. He be diluting that shit. He got the real gold.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And like this nigga Esau, man, he hoarding all these resources to himself, man. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, bro. People out here fucking homeless, man. And this man got the ability to change what they call poverty. You know what I'm saying? On a global level, but he won't do it, man. That's you know. You said what? One of them, bro.
Change everybody's life in the world. We talked about it earlier. Niggas sending billions to Ukraine, but you in your backyard, you can't even see.
Hey, this nigga drinking $500,000 glasses of wine called Screaming Eagle. $500,000, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
Man, he don't even utilize the shit, man. Like, he just got the shit sitting there. You know what I'm saying? It's just sitting there. I mean, you could be using it to help benefit the people that you're governing.
Hey, think about the cars. They was going to tell how does this devil have major lots where all the new cars that people haven't bought, they just sitting there, and then when the new cars come out, they put them on their lot. And it's like, why niggas riding the bus? You can just give everybody a car.
That's the spirit too. Like he's known as the red horse, man. It takes peace from her, man. So he ain't like Jake keep thinking one day Esau gonna change, man. Like he ain't gonna change, man. Like I really hate talking to Jake about their problems, man, because they like, man, well, maybe if we get a good president, no, dude, this nigga is gonna keep being the devil, man, until we lock his ass, well, shit, until he die, man, until the king come, man. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got a close statement, though? Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 51 and 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroyed mountain, says the Lord, which destroyed all the earth. I had a couple things that we said up here. Esau is responsible for the state of the nation, for the left hand power and all much shot. It says, on the earth, I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a bird mountain. So Yahawashi outside will take this devil off the ruler seat. And those who escape from trouble, the people who hide themselves in the mountains, the Lord will take part of them. And that's the dominion of Israel is going to start. That's where the lies begin.
That's why we out here. Tell you other nations y'all judgment and return Israel back into the righteous state. All right, so with that being said, Lord willing, this was another edifying week of camp, giving our glory, honor, and praises to
Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH.
Always double honors, double honor to our apostles and elders who were well within the ministry and taught us this amount of truth. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Boom.
That button.